XXL magazine, a leading voice within the hip-hop community, has become a staple throughout urban culture since its conception in 1997. With a target demographic consisting primarily of young African Americans, the publication has the ability to influence attitudes concerning the perception of black stereotypes. While XXL often tends to reinforce negative images associated with the hip-hop community and blackness, it has also introduced the idea of rap artists as affluent, progressive, and influential members of society. Iconic moguls in the industry, Jay-Z and Sean Combs, both of who have graced XXL's cover, represent more than just music. Their respective journeys to prominence exemplify business intellect, hunger for success, and a subsequent impact on urban culture. However, the majority of artists fortunate enough to land on XXL's front page epitomize traditional stereotypes pertaining to young, rich, and famous African Americans. That is, they associate themselves with thuggish behavior, objectify women, and are irresponsible with their newfound fortune. In addition, XXL markets hip-hop as an endeavor only to be pursued by those who hail from ghetto upbringings. In 2009, XXL chose some of the South's most well-recognized rappers, including Gucci Mane, Soulja Boy, OJ the Juice Man, and Shorty Low, to land on the magazine's cover. The four men are huddled close together, each staring directly into the camera with a menacing stare. From their facial expressions, it is apparent that XXL is emphasizing the street credibility of these artists. Rather than have them pose in a personable, inviting fashion, each individual sports a scowl that signifies intimidation and domination. The cover lacks substance and symbolism, and is more or less a means for the artists to flaunt their wealth, fame, and gangster appeal. Instead of placing an emphasis on a particular song or album, XXL glorifies the material possessions so often associated with the stereotypical image of an African American rapper. To obtain fame and fortune takes intelligence, not just in the production of music, but in the marketing, advertising, and promotion of an image that will appeal to the masses. But to the average passerby, the brilliant strategy developed by an artist such as Gucci Mane and his team goes unnoticed. All they see is a man infatuated with himself, his accessories, and his tattoos. Late in 2008, XXL published an issue dedicated to young artists on the rise. Pictured on the magazine's cover are Wale, B.O.B., Charles Hamilton, and Asher Roth. Out of the four men, only one, Roth, is Caucasian. The remaining three are given the spotlight. Roth, on the other hand, is tightly sandwiched between Hamilton and B.O.B., his face barely protruding between their lower torsos. While XXL made a conscious effort to reflect the personalities of its African American artists through facial expression, personal style, and body language, Roth is left as an enigma to audiences. Besides his pale skin complexion, blonde hair, and blue eyes, traits generally synonymous with an average white male, XXL leaves the rest of his identity as a secret. XXL's decision to exclude Roth from the cover's central focus emphasizes his inability to connect with blackness. After all, the music video for Roth's first single, entitled I Love College, depicts the aspiring rap star at a frat party. Although attractive women, alcohol, and drugs are present, the scene hardly represents the hard ideologies of hip-hop. As a result, Roth may not be viewed as a legitimate MC, seeing that he hails from a suburban background and fails to identify with African Americans. XXL as a publication, its expectations of acceptance into the hip-hop community are somewhat outlandish. Using Drake as an example, who happens to be a highly talented rapper, lyricist, singer, and entertainer, his abilities easily exceed the likes of an artist such as Gucci Mane. However, Drake may not be taken seriously in an industry dominated by street culture. XXL introduces the idea that if one was not raised under difficult circumstances, they should not be viewed as a legitimate artist. Rather, it is essential that individuals flaunt money, jewelry, weapons, and drugs, seeing as this is what appeals to the masses. Critics of hip-hop will instantly connote these possessions with blackness, but the culture of hip-hop is merely an aspect of African Americans, not the entire embodiment of a race. From CAAS 47, this is Lucas Brody.
Okay!